So we are here to look in depth for 2023, but mostly what I'm interested in doing is looking at the energy that's going to contribute like your first 3 months. I'm trying to get you guys also up here on my comments. So I can see where they begin and end. So we're going to be looking at your energy and others' energy. And the other energy is just whatever other energy is affecting you the most. It could be partner. It could be potential partner. It could be just the person on your mind. But it also could be like in-laws, kids, family situation, work situation. Also, what I like to say is if you are shedding an old part of yourself to step into a new part of yourself, which a lot of us are doing that kind of all the time. But if it seems like the crux of the matter, like you could care less what's going on with anyone else in your energy. Hi, Syra and Juan and Tara. I'm so happy to have you here. If you are not interested, like if somebody else comes in, they come in. But right now, my biggest concern is where I end up, not where I end up with somebody else. Then that other energy is you, because the thing that you are kind of not battling against, but really working towards, or the thing that's on your mind is shedding old stuff to let it go because you don't want to take it. Listen, I'm not gonna lie. May I remind you that I am a Cancer. I am a water sign. So, hi, Dere. All of the things that happened in Scorpio and the South Node and eclipses, that really affected my Cancer energy. And all of the stuff that happened in Taurus with the eclipses really affected the Leo placements because they were squaring them. And everything that happened with Pluto and Capricorn and Taurus and the Mars Gemini affected my Gemini placements. Also, all of that affected my Virgo placements. So I went through so much transformation between 2017 and 2021. And I thought, like, that was a lot. I'm going to be good for a little while. And then 2022 came. And like I like to say, just sucker punched me with some stuff that I didn't realize I had been carrying for a really long time, and some unpleasant epiphanies, like the safety, like how safe I was with people in my life that I thought I was safe with, that I really kind of wasn't, either emotionally safe with, and at times not physically safe with. And so it was a lot. And I had to slowly grieve what I knew, that my existence, like we identify with parts of our childhood, with parts of our history that made me this person. So when that was all kind of bullshit, we also question, like, then how much of me is really formed off of that? Because that was kind of a lie. That was what I told myself it was, because I needed it to be that for survival, because I couldn't imagine that as a child or a teen, or as in my 20s, 30s, and 40s, and even up to 50, that I was participating and engaging in relationships that I thought that I was so loved and cared for, that I was only loved and cared for when I was well behaved, which means I didn't question and I didn't say, hey, that wasn't okay. As long as I behaved and fell in line, and by behaving and falling in line, it was actually holding up very toxic cycles for myself and for everyone else. And so, I feel like I know that I am a generational cycle breaker, and a cycle breaker, and a big mouth, and a and a pot stirrer. That's who I am, and I've come to embrace that. But I also find, I'm not going to lie, that there seems to be like a lot of people that fall into this community that also kind of ended up getting assigned to be generational cycle breakers. And, you know, so I feel like you all understand that energy. And Libra is a people pleaser. So, and that Pluto has been squaring your placements for a very long time. It's about to give you a little bit of a break and go into Aquarius. And then you have the nodes. You have the nodes shifting over into your sign. So we are going to look at what energy has most recently affected you. We're going to look at the others energy, and we're going to look at those energies in past, present, and future tenses. We're going to look also at the energy that those two energies create. Because sometimes, here's the thing, when we're out of contact with somebody or we're having bad communication with somebody, we're not really dealing with what they're thinking and feeling because they're not letting us know. What we're getting is the residual energy created by the back and forth. And what we can't see still creates an energy. Yeah. Yep. I agree, DeRay. Oh, thank you, Mind of Mary. Does that say Mary Madeline? Oh my God, I need my glasses. I don't want to need my glasses when I'm not reading fine print. I guess that is reading fine print. Okay. I was the one person in my family that never needed glasses all the time. It took me till 50 to need even those cheap Walmart dollar store reading glasses. And I kind of don't want to give into glasses, but I also really like glasses. I just don't want to have to wear them all the time because I will lose them. All right. Let's see what else. So it feels like somebody tried to, or whether it was a result of somebody else, but it does feel like it's driven from somebody else. There's a slight possible loss of confidence for you, Libra. And I have been feeling this for a while in your readings. Hi, Adva. We are using the cards given to us by the lovely Annika. Must be asleep. It's late there. She's in Sweden. She was in the last reading. But we're using these for Libra because I am claiming for your 2023 Libra to be exciting and colorful and riveting and life-changing, however it has to be for you, but in a way that brings in color and beauty and what feels that Venusian feeling that Libra has. I often say I tend to get lucky with booking vacations or finding vacation deals or stuff. My Jupiter is in Libra. And so I get lucky about things that are the beauty of life, So I'm lucky in game playing. I'm lucky, I'm lucky winning contests that have some kind of tangible, fun thing that feels Venusian. But Libra holds that gorgeous Venusian vibration. That's one of the reasons they're one of the more magnetic signs, and they're very charming, and they're usually very good at flirting. So when somebody takes the wind out of the sails of a Libran, it's kind of it's sad because they're one of the everybody holds. I had a conversation with another metaphysical friend today about whether Geminis are two-faced. And you guys already know, I don't think Geminis are two-faced. And I said they really deal with duality better than any of the other cards. Aquarius isn't cold with it than any of the other signs. Aquarius isn't cold. It deals with, it does not mess with unhealthy attachments the way the other 11 signs will. So because they are not taken in by games, manipulation, you can't seem to like make them jealous or think like, where's your pulse? They're just not playing the games. They don't have that attachment to unhealthy maneuvering. And so they're called cold. They're not cold. Everybody's got their thing. And Libra, um, you know, they're not vain and they're not surfacey. That Venusian, that art, that charm, everything they bring to life and the people around them is really necessary. Um, it's kind of like Pisces in the way that those are some of the ways Pisces, Taurus, and Libra represent and encompass some of the ways that we enjoy life the most. And it's not a coincidence that Taurus and Venus are ruled by Libra, and it finds its exaltation in Pisces. So these cards, and I'm using them as a manifestation technique to will the Libras that mojo that they have, and own that space that they hold and they command, and we are grateful for it, of that night star Venus, that aesthetic beauty that's not vanity. It's a part of our pleasure and our enjoyment of life. Emperor in reverse. You're either going through an ego death or just a blow to the self-confidence right now. I feel like you're getting back to where you're supposed to be with that, though. I think it's in play. Let's just say it's in play for Libra. On the other side, we have the Four of Wands. It came out in reverse. Aren't these cards gorgeous? This is what it looks like. It almost looks like two people holding hands. And we can see the 11s behind them, but it came out in reverse. This may have to do with something that felt, and maybe everybody was so sure that that was a divine connection, and now it doesn't feel like that to them, and that can feel very disturbing to all of this, because Libra loves love, and they are the ruler of the 7th house, where we find committed relationships and partnerships. They're not pathetic codependent people. They really navigate life well within partnerships. So when they have come to depend on a partnership, it does feel like a great loss, maybe more so, especially if you've got a Libra moon or a Libra Venus. The energy that is creating, that we're coming out of, this is the recent past energy, and this could be from the last 2 years or the last 2 weeks. We have the King of Wands, and that actually came out in the upright. So it's interesting. It's almost like both parties, and again, this could be you. The confidence and the ego death could be like, oh, I've been centering my whole life around this divine connection, and maybe it's just not what I thought it was. And here's the King of Wands, saying that there is confidence, creativity, power, and swagger to be found again, while these other two things are kind of dissolving. It's very interesting energy. In the energy that's currently available to you, and if you're not feeling this yet, it just means it's on the horizon for the next couple of months, because we're looking deeply into like your first 3 months to see how that's going to go. Oh, I should have that up. On your side, we have two of Swords. It feels like there's a decision to make. It feels very crossroads, Libra. They have the Knight of Swords in reverse. This is a very passive aggressive, possibly verbally hurtful. I mean, it's a brutal card in the upright, but in reverse, that could be a lot of passive aggressive energy, and that could be honestly a little hurtful. That is somebody who is going to not straight up say you're an asshole, you're a loser, you're weighing me down, or any of that. They are going to ask you how much you made at work. They are going to ask you, they're going to know you didn't do anything around the house, or that you didn't go to that interview, and ask you anyway, so that you have to say it out loud to make yourself feel bad. Do we all get what I'm talking about here? This is somebody who's going to never overtly come out and own being manipulative or own being hurtful. But what they're going to do is like make you hurt your own feelings and then make you feel shame around it. But they're going to do it in a passive aggressive way. I don't like that. This Two of Swords is like, this is a person. It feels very crossroads. You may feel split into. In the center, hi Melly. In the center between these two energies, we have the created energy of this is the Fool or the sacred clown. I freaking love that. It's almost like graffiti art. It's incredible artwork. But what's interesting is the sacred clown has almost like a pentacle. It has like a devil's card vibe to it. It's standing in chaos. And there's flames about. Now, it's supposed to have water. It's supposed to have wands. It's supposed to have fire and earth. But instead, they're representing it in this very unique way. And there's bear traps everywhere. I want to say, Libra, that this Fool card feels a little like, the Fool is supposed to be stepping off the cliff, but this Fool card feels a little bit more like I'm hearing the Def Leppard song. Walk this way, like you and me, hey, hey. Is it Pour Some Sugar on Me? Is that the beginning of that song? Like it sounds enticing. It sounds good. It sounds like there's Venusian pleasures on the other side of this invitation. It sounds like whatever part of you likes to stick your finger in the fire to see if it'll burn, will like that leap without looking. But it's not very subtle with the devil emblem, the fire, and the bear traps. I don't see the water in this card. They're supposed to be. Because it's supposed to, yeah, it's not supposed to have this much imagery about traps and dangers. In the upcoming energy, on their side, they have Five of Swords. It's like you're not fighting anymore, but they are. And on your side, we have Three of Wands in reverse. Now, if you've been in one of my lives before, you know how I read the Three of Wands in reverse. It was like you made a very definite decision. You left things behind and you were willing to make a sacrifice. You were willing to sacrifice other things because you were going to go forward with something else. And this is allowing yourself to change your mind about that and change the direction and change the choice. What's incredible is then the energy that those two energies create is the star. She is not the most gorgeous star card. Look at her. She's just gorgeous. All right, let's clarify these. I feel like what Libra needs to go with embracing this colorful, electrifying path that I hope that they have for 2023, because I do not like them in the Emperor in reverse position. Then we're going to we're gonna clarify everything with the light seers. I just heard something for Libra. That was very distracting. I don't know if it's for one of you in here. Sorry, give me a second. This is coming in and I want to get it right. I just keep hearing, I can't tell you now. You won't understand. And then they're showing me like somebody yelling at a golden retriever, and the golden retriever is cowering. And then feeling sorry, but also knowing it's in their nature that they're going to yell at the golden again. I'm very curious to see if we're going to get a moon card or some kind of card that represents truth or hidden truth. I don't know if that was for somebody in the chat right now or somebody that's going to watch the video. If any of that resonates, like, I want to tell you, but I can't. You won't understand right now. And then like yelling at the golden because they're blaming the golden for being in its own nature. And then they feel bad, but they fully know that they're going to be the kind of person that's going to yell at that sweet soul again. I don't know if it's a parent-child thing. I don't know if that's a partner thing, but I'm very curious now to see if we're going to get like some kind of truth. I don't know if that was for this collective reading, or I feel like that was a very specific message for somebody. I swear the more I hang out with Connie Joe, the more I get these like things. And I don't say them in like when I'm doing the big. I know that one day this channel will grow and it won't be as intimate as it is now. And I will be happy for myself and all of us when that happens. And I certainly will not forget all of you. But there is a blessing to the intimacy that we all can have right now. Because I know that like when there's 70 or 80 people on a Friday night, I won't always share that because I feel like we're already doing so much and it's going to distract because everybody's going to wonder if it's for them and then they're going to have questions. Okay. Does anybody else read cards and bend the shit out of their cards? I'm such a strong shuffler because I started shuffling when I was a kid to help the adults play pinochle when they didn't have a fourth. um, and I have strong hands from life in general. Yeah. Okay. I'm not wrong then. What is that card? I don't want to clarify these two until we get these read. Okay. So with your Two of Swords, where you're feeling a little split in two, Libra, yeah, then I think that you're supposed to be cross-watching this, Adva. Um, and guys, and I know some of you are probably sick of hearing it because but I know we have a few people. And Melly, you'll get like a little, I know you won last night. You'll get that from me. I've kind of not stopped going since then, but if you need a 15-minute reading for something, they're like insanely inexpensive right now. Especially know you from here, you're going to get at least 25 minutes for that 15 minutes. The Two of Swords here, where this person literally looks split, and I said this feels very crossroads. Hierophant came up in Virgo's reading, and it was in the upright. This Hierophant is in reverse. This can feel like I don't think anybody thinks you're saying anything bad. I love Geminis. My son is a Gemini moon. One of the most incredibly important people in my life to me is a Gemini moon. And I love Geminis. But two of the most terrorizing relationships that I had, two of the worst relationships that drained my life force and my pocketbook were Geminis. But that's just two. Those are probably their other placements and other things. So like, I don't think anyone in here, I don't think this community, I think we all get it. I don't think anybody's thinking you're saying bad things about Libras. And cross-watching is important. It sometimes opens up thoughts and understandings, especially when you're hearing about the nature of the person and why it didn't work out. You can take blame off yourself if that's just not a characteristic that flows well with everything in your chart. Okay, so we do have, along with this Hierophant in reverse, which means you could feel not aligned. You could feel a little chaotic right now, Libra. Like, that Two of Swords that's like split. You could feel like you knew your purpose and now you don't. And that could have to do with that Four of Wands in reverse up there. But, we have the Eight of Cups, walking away from what no longer serves you. This doesn't have to be walking away from a person, but it's definitely walking away from what no longer serves you. But I don't care that the Hierophant's upside down, and I don't care that the Eight of Cups is here. And I know that you might feel pressured to make a decision, or you feel like you're split in two and you feel a little lost. Because I have faith in you, you're going to make the right decision, because we have healing and wish fulfillment clarifying, and I love that for you. Now, this is a very interesting Two of Pentacles card in this deck, because I always say balance doesn't look like this, it looks like this, right? Well, I mean, that is an out of balance. That is an out of balance. Are you okay, Nikki? That is not feeling very in balance. This is them, the Two of Pentacles. So again, I don't know why, but I was getting a lot around money. Like, they may not be like, you're a loser, I make more than you, but they may be like, oh, what was your paycheck? Oh, what is your paycheck again? Oh, well, let's look at this budget that we have going. Oh, that's right. You don't like, those kind of little passive aggressive comments, there is a remarked difference about, because those are pentacles, about the income. And the thing is the one up high is kind of shallow, and the one that's low is deeper and solid and more tangible. So this is a very interesting card to get on to clarify this energy. Four Swords in reverse. They may be a little impatient and ready to, whether they're healed or not. This is one of my it's time cards. There's movement coming up. And I feel like for you, Libra, the movement's going to go quickly, then slowly, and quickly, then slowly. And then it's just going to be like, I don't want to say out of your hands, because I don't believe in fate. I believe in choices that bring us to different destinies. And it's okay that there's choices, and somehow you'll still always end up where you're supposed to be. You just may take the longer road or a more interesting road. But this person, this came out sideways. The Queen of Swords in reverse is the same as the King. It's nasty. So we have a King of Swords, a Princess, a Knight of Swords, and a Queen of Swords. That's not matched energy. This person's looking, so on my board, you're here and they're looking away. I don't think they want to examine. I think it's too hard. This person has a lot that they're dealing with. I don't think that they can examine how they speak to people, their anger, keeping people in situations where they can feel better about themselves, how they put the other person down. There's a lot of stuff going on here that I don't love for you to be. They have, we have the Five of Swords coming up. They have a lot of inner conflict that has nothing to do with you, but transference, Libra. This person might have really, really, really Seven of Pentacles in reverse again. Who had that? Virgo had that in their last reading as their overall energy. We have the Tower in reverse, Seven of Pentacles in reverse, which also can read as impatience. There's conflict and a lot of communication. On your side, we have the Seven of Swords in reverse. A little bit of anxiety, because I think even though we see the Eight of Cups here and we see walking away from something that no longer serves us, I think that there's like a moment where like, I got this, it's healing. I have to walk away. I can't feel split in two anymore. I don't want to step into that sacred clown energy where, yeah, it looks like there might be something fun and delicious and Venusian on the other side of it, but also it seems like there's some trap in there. And like, there's enough of a break from that passive aggressive energy that you don't want to come back. But I don't think that's still easy. I think there are going to be nights that you're up thinking about that person. And if, you're going to over-examine some like pivotal places in the road where you think, should I have, what if I had said something different here? What if I had done something different here? What if I had stood up a long time ago and then I wouldn't have felt that like energy, like I was weighing them down? Whatever it is, I think you're going to do a lot of examining at night, and that's good. You have to examine, you have to process, because then a year later, all of a sudden you could be like living your best life and that person comes back along and you haven't fully processed, and it might be a temptation that takes you away from something. And sure, do they have the ability to change? Yeah, I just think that they have so much to deal with themselves, that being good partner material for like anyone um, right now is not great. I do see that somebody wants to come along and just pick you, and you're not worried about whether they're honestly talking to other people. You're not worried whether everything's on the up and up. This person is transparent. They pick you and you don't feel like one of a million choices. You don't so I think there's somebody else coming in that you actually are trusting of, and I think that's going to be hard after this. I still just think that there's going to be a little anxiety towards, is this as good as it seems? And there's going to be a little anxiety towards, did I do the right thing walking away from that one? And I think that feels like a really healthy, I think when you get readings that are like, somebody else is going to come in and you're going to forget that person that you were with for 5 years ever existed. If you can do that, there's processing that wasn't done. Relationship jumping, which is something that some signs, Libra sometimes, can suffer from, usually hurts you. Even though it feels comforting at the time to not spend a whole lot of time single or alone, it feels better to have somebody want you and need you and want to be around. But the relationship jumping can actually be harmful to you. So that decision that you made, that you're giving yourself the opportunity to change your mind, which is really healthy, that is bringing healing. And having somebody pick you, I know that these are about healing because we have that healing card here. They're trying to keep a tower moment at bay. They feel a little impatient, and there's a lot of conversation. I feel a bit of jealousy, and I feel that like you're not fighting with them anymore. They still want to fight to engage. They don't like your Eight of Cups energy. So I think this is contributed to by this on their side. Libra, you're about to have the nodal axis and the eclipses start in your sign in July, right while there's a big Venus retrograde. I think things are going to slowly get to this place. And I think you're going to get a big test in the summer when that Venus retrograde I'm just going to say it. Libras sometimes are great arm candy, whether it's because they're just aesthetically nice to look at or because they're charming and everybody likes them. And like this person may not, if this is the kind of person that like is going to yell at the golden for being a golden, but still know that they're going to do it again because they can't help it until they work out some other stuff. They have this like nasty like cutting thing. You might be the more likable person. You might be an asset to them. I feel like they understand that they lost their asset to some degree. And I feel like if they act like they don't care that you walked away, I promise you by July and August, there'll be a little jealousy if somebody else has you. And I do think that somebody else will have you if this doesn't repair. We've talked about it with all the other signs. I'm going to pull an oracle card, but I think what I'm going to do is start doing like these kind of like big every 3-month readings, every 3 months, along with the monthly readings. If this feels really, really personal to you, or it, grab a 15-minute reading while they're so dang cheap. And you can book more than one while they're cheap. You can book up to 8 months in advance. And you can give them as a gift. You'd be surprised. People love them. And if you do decide to get one as a gift, I have these cute little gift certificates that are like virtual. So I can send it to you so they can like open something and it has like a little picture and everything. All right, let's pull an oracle card for Libra. What do we want? I feel like we want to know what's going to come in like strength. Yeah. This feels like ooh, Libra. Speaking of aesthetics and Venusian, Venus was size 16. She wasn't a size 2. But I think beauty feels like what it feels like. And if you're a size 2, that's, like there just shouldn't be like the sizes shouldn't be associated with conventional aesthetic beauty. But I am forcing myself to wear short sleeves right now while I'm currently working on like taking walks every day and doing stuff for myself. My daughter and I are doing I like to do my peel. If you don't know, you'll sweat halfway through, quarter way through any of his videos, but it's bomb. It's fun. It's hard, but it's fun. And she likes to do not Dance Revolution, the Let's Dance or whatever. You could watch evidently other people's old video games of that on the Wii and go. So we've been trying to do all of that. But also while I'm making improvements, I'm trying to make myself comfortable with the parts of myself that I have, that I shame. Because don't we all do that? Well, that's not helpful that the little book is missing. Hold on. Got it. Okay. So 2 cards fell out for you for Oracle decks. My book collection is insane here. And it's hard to keep them all. I need like tiny little bookshelf thingies or tiny little oh, thank you, Melly. I'm lucky. I love what I do, but I understand how fortunate I am. Okay, so we got very interesting moon dance and new directions. And I kept saying like I was waiting for some kind of moon or truth card to come in. I felt it for Libra. So I'm going to read the moon. And it reminds me, if you know Van Morrison, there's a moon dance song. And I have very fond memories of that song. Daring, balance, easiness, adventure, and perspective. Look at this girl balancing on a rope, waltzing with the moon. She is dancing through life. And we started out talking about how there was a lack of confidence that Libra deserves. So here we go. To be this confident is a gift. You should be aware and treasure is a gift that you should be aware of and treasure. Sorry, they split up the words in the seam of the book. Be brave and adventurous. Get out of your comfort zone. Definitely that 8 of Cups energy. And see life from a different perspective. If you maintain balance between levity and lightheartedness, you can stay above the everyday noise that threatens to bring us down. Feel the night breeze in your hair and the adventure in your soul. I love a good oracle card because I feel like it always confirms the reading. And we started out this reading talking about how I wanted to use those gorgeous David Bowie Starman cards to breathe life and invigorate and honor Libra the way it should be. Like I am claiming it for Libra that 2023 be full of color and the things that move and elevate your life, right? It's Libra's a cardinal sign, but they're the cardinal sign I think that struggles the most with sometimes the cardinal energy. Just way Aquarius is not as down with the fixed energy as the other three. Fixed sign, I feel like there's always one. Virgo doesn't seem like it would be a mutable sign. There's always like that one of these things is not like the other. And I wish I had glasses nearby. The only glasses I have nearby are sunglasses. Tell me how I have 20 million pair of reading glasses and none of them in my office. You know why? Because I put them on my head and I walk away. Need low jack for them. Okay. We have new directions. And I said that there's things that are going to change for you this year, and they're going to keep you landing on your feet, Libra. If the change pulls you away from somebody that you once thought was your density, Back to the Future, destiny, I knew what I was saying, then just know that these new directions are a good thing. But see how it's almost like a dark dandelion? Like you're supposed to lighten up the load. That dandelion that kept you feeling light and whimsical was maybe weighing you down. Departure, new perspectives, goodbyes. A dandelion in an airship traveling through the sky with a top hat as the basket. These men are flying away in. One man jumps out of the basket and sails off on a flying dandelion seed. It takes him far away, while the other men wave goodbye and wish him well. The story illustrates endings and departures that are necessary to gain new perspectives in life. It takes courage to change direction and abandon old habits. But if you are bold enough, you can fly towards something new, a dream, a place, even yourself. Nodal access and eclipses are going to take you to a more intimate relationship with yourself, Libra. And that is a new adventure because you're often focused on other because you're a wonderful partner, because you care, because you love, and because you are wonderful to be in a relationship with. I mean, there are exceptions to the rule. I think Kim Kardashian's a Libra. I bet you she's not great to be in a relationship with. But for the most part, Libran energy, they feel more comfortable in partnership in that seventh house flavor. And so it is brave to go in that new direction. But I'm going to give you a little advice for 2023, Libra, and that's going to be start to lean towards the new direction so that when those eclipses and the nodal axis changes into your sign, you don't feel like you were forced into change. Life is ebbs and flows. Be open to it. Lean into the change and it won't feel forced. It won't feel as harsh. And just know that it's taking you someplace new because that is what's being asked of you in this upcoming year. I love you. Now you love you. I'm going to take a small break and I'm probably actually going to come back around 11 and just do a 15-minute quickie on all the little things you can do for New Year's tonight or tomorrow. And then tomorrow I will be back with 30-minute free card pulls after Meredith's video tomorrow afternoon on soul navigation. And then I will be doing Scorpio and Sagittarius, possibly Capricorn. We'll see how we're doing tomorrow. And then whatever I don't finish, I will finish Monday morning. Okay, but if I don't see you all later for my quickie, New Year's Eve rituals, how to start 2023 on the right foot, then I am wishing you all a very beautiful, happy New Year, rabbit, and I will see you all soon. And don't sleep on the dual sessions with Connie Joe that are $50 off right now, because those are incredible. And those are also on my website. Just everything's on my website. All right, guys. Bye.